What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Metroid Prime 2 100% walkthrough. So far, we pulled off a glitch that has given us our chance at getting, I believe, 101%. I'm not sure if that still works or not, but we have more missiles than ever, so yay! And now our first boss battle, which is going to be rather easy, but we'll see how it goes. And so that's Ing possession for you. I mean, I don't think the Ing can survive in the normal light world. I'm not completely sure on that about their survival ability here. The Luminos kind of say as if they can, but I don't know. You never see Ing in the light world, so I'd imagine they can only survive through possession. But yeah. So these guys, each Dark Splinters, take a fully charged charge beam. But make sure it's a fully charged charge beam, so charge it up a little bit first. Now, this guy I don't really like, because he's good at predicting your dodge movements. So if you start dodging, he'll follow you in the direction. It's a case of where, though, if you, his possessed version is a lot, makes him actually a lot easier. So that's kind of nice to know. Yeah. But otherwise, the Dark Alpha Splinter here, now that he has a health chart, is extremely easy. Especially since we can afford to use a few of these missiles that we're not supposed to have. But a fully charged charge beam does an extremely large amount of damage. Basically, that's something definitely to remember in a lot of Metroid games, is to fully charge your charge beam. Because you may think, a normal charge beam's good enough, but when you fully charge it, it does a lot more damage. Now, there is a point of which, it has a certain max out on how much a fully charged charge beam does, but it does quite a bit of damage. And pretty much every Metroid game besides, I want to say besides Zero Mission. I'm not sure if that's completely accurate, but I believe it is. And so here we have our nice little ball of light. Oh, where are you going? And there you go, static discharge, and yay! System alert, unknown. Alien technology has bonded to the armor system. Threat scan complete. No negative impact on suit performance. Yeah, it's like a Trojan virus, right? It does absolutely no damage, in theory, but it's really there, and they're spying on you all the time. Really, you should scan your computer for Trojan viruses, because there's probably one there, even if Avast says there isn't. Now, sometimes Avast is pretty good, I'd say. Bitdefender is also kind of a go-to software, I like to say, but there are certain ways to scan your computer for those kind of viruses, if you have a PC. Macs also sometimes have the same problem. But make sure to scan for Trojans, because they're not good. Do not be afraid. I am Moss, Sentinel of the Luminoff. Please listen and hear of our world's peril. Huh? Should I do Moss in a deep Batman voice? You know what? I'm gonna do that just for entertainment value. Long ago, a cosmic object fell to our planet, Ether, exploding with great force. A rift was torn in time and space, and a strange power flowed over the world. Say what? Also, that was a seed, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Where once there was one Ether, there were now two. One of light and one of shadow, each existing in its own dimension. I'm just loving this voiceover part. It was the end of peace of Ether, for a new race was born that day on the dark world, one filled with hate and terrible power. They are the Ing. The Ing are creatures of shadow and darkness, knowing nothing of peace or mercy. Well, sorry, I'm kind of getting a terrible throw from the Batman voice. For decades, we stood against them, yet we now lie on the verge of defeat. When Dark Ether was born, our planetary energy was divided. Half of our world, and half for theirs. It's also nice how Samus has just been pointing her gun at him the entire time. But whatever. Should one world gain control of the energy, the other will perish. Rather simple concept there, but you know, dark and light worlds, you gotta love them, right? Before you arrived, the Ing had stolen a device from us, one that collects planetary energy. With it, they have weakened our planet to the verge of collapse. But fortune smiled upon us this day, for the energy transfer module is now bonded to you. With it, you can help us restore our world. You are our only hope, Samus. Help us, Samus. You are our only hope. There we go. Sorry for all of you who enjoy this epic scene. It's really pretty epic. I'm just kind of doing this for my own entertainment value. Should we fall, the Ing will look to the stars for new planets to ravage and conquer. Your species could be their next victims. Yeah, the Ing have taken our energy to 3 temples of Dark Aether. Find these temples and transfer the energy from them to our own. I have updated your map system with the location of another temple. There is knowledge there that can help you on your way. It can help you on your way. I have also updated your transfer module. You can now access devices and doors coated with violet holograms. Many lands are now open to you. Prepare well for your journey. The Ing know well of your possession of the energy transfer module. They will try to recover it at all costs. Return to me once you have restored the energy to the temple. I will aid you as I can. May the light of Aether shine upon you. Energy fully replenished. Oh, well, thank you. And you can scan your first violet thingy right there, if you want to. You don't have to, because scans aren't really that important. But yeah, so now you know the plot, and now you know that I do a terrible Batman voice. I know it's absolutely terrible, and it's not really a Batman voice because I couldn't maintain the deep sound effect of it. But who cares? So now we now have the ability to scan all these violet hologram thingy majigs. Now just because a door says it's violet hologram, or says it's like, well, just because a door says it's one type of hologram encoded, don't believe it. There's one especially that's, I believe, is supposed to be amber. It looks like it's amber, but really it's like violet. I believe that's definitely a problem for speedrunners. I mean, I speedrun this game a bit, but my times are absolutely terrible, so I just don't know the tricks that well for Prime 2. I mean, most of them are, there's quite a bit of the unmorph trick. For those of you who don't know, the unmorph trick can be pulled off in the Wii version. It's a little easier to be pulled off in the Wii version, in my opinion. The unmorph trick is one where you can kind of get out of the way of the camera, basically. Well, you get, like, kind of behind the camera, so to speak. And so once you're back there, then you kind of, you can unmorph and do a double jump off that. So that has many useful applications. Anyway, you don't actually have to fight all those Ing that make you think you need to fight. So just collect the energy tank, because we need that energy tank, because Prime 2 is rather hard. Hey guys, I'm just gonna jump past you if you don't mind. And so now we're headed back to the area we previously did. Now some say there is more backtracking in Prime 2 than in Prime 1. Not the case. There's about the same amount. It's just that the backtracking is sometimes a lot more boring. So it seems like there's more of it. But there's our violet hologram. You can also go back to your ship at this point if you want to, but there's not really a point in doing that. I mean, you might actually be able to go and get the Dark Trooper, but I'm not sure if he appears as of yet. So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, and so now we're off to Aegon Waste. I believe Aegon Waste was once not a wasteland, but now it happens to be a wasteland. And so why did it become this way? Well, global warming, pollution, and over amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. Wrong. Answer is that meteor. When the meteor crashed, then problems. Lots of problems. Because the meteor crashed, and not only, like, well, it didn't actually crash like it does in all these other planets. The meteor just burned up in the atmosphere. But the phazon still hit the planet, and its major effect, like all that kind of radiation energy, is what split the planet, in theory, into multiple dimensions. Now, the enemies, the one I just shot there, are pretty annoying because they like to become invisible and shoot light at you. We're going to see them a little bit later in the Dark World. But here we are. Aegon Wastes. I do like, though, how they decided to change up the color a bit for the name in the corner, how it just isn't white like I believe it was in Prime 1, where it was just this white, like, Adobe Premiere title kind of thing. Versus here, it's a little better. So here's a new enemy. I'm just going to beat him just to show him off a little bit. Yeah, well, that's about all it takes. We're going to have to boss battle kind of an alpha version of him in a minute, so that's what we'll do next time with Part 4. He's rather easy, though, so don't sweat it. And we'll get ourselves the good old Morph Ball bombs back and start our recovery. But, yeah, that's it for this part. Hope you enjoyed our little voiceover there with you, Moss. Had at least some fun there. And hope to see you guys then next time with Part 4. So, thanks for watching, and goodbye.